Well, in spite of organized opposition, voters backed a big bond proposal for construction in the Dallas public schools.
Dan is live with the details on these big plans. Good morning, Dan.
Well, good morning, Lauren. Behind me is one campus that will benefit directly. Hillcrest High School here in North Dallas can look forward to some needed improvements. That applies to dozens of schools throughout the DISD. This $1.6 billion bond measure winning voter approval by a wide margin. The final numbers, 60% in favor, 40% against. Supporters of the measure held an election night party last night in Dallas's Trinity Grove. Superintendent Michael Hinojosa was joined by several other school board members. DISD says the bond will pay for 9 new and replacement schools, as well as 326 new classrooms at 19 campuses and renovations to schools throughout the district, all without a tax increase. Last night, the board president said this bond election was a test of the community's will and support of the public school system, and that support, he says, came through loud and clear.
It's a big day for our community. It's a big day for our public school system. Tomorrow we'll wake up and look to the future on how we go forward, getting this bond laid out in terms of renovations and construction.
There was organized opposition to the bond proposal from people who said it doesn't fairly distribute the money to the neediest schools in the district. The board president says construction projects with this infusion of cash should begin as early as this summer. Hillcrest High School is set to receive $28 million in upgrades along with 32 new classrooms. Reporting live in North Dallas, Dan Godwin on Good Day.
Thank you. Well, voters in Cleburne voted yes on 3 proposals for a huge new entertainment complex. This is going to be called the Cleburne Station. It's going to include a ballpark next to the Chisholm Trail Parkway. With the hopes of landing a minor league baseball team, developers would build retail and some restaurants all around that stadium. The plan to partially pay for the park with a sales tax and bond issue was approved by a 3-to-1 margin. And voters approved all 7 proposed amendments to the Texas Constitution. Prop 1 will result in a property tax cut of about $130 a year for an average homeowner. Prop 6 cements the right to hunt and fish in the Constitution. Prop 4 gives professional sports teams the right to hold charitable raffles at home games. Prop 7 will pump billions of extra dollars into road projects. And Prop 3 frees some top elected officials from having to live in the state capital of Austin. Well, voters in Houston soundly rejected the city's controversial equal rights ordinance. This was approved by the city council in 2014. It would have established non-discrimination protection for gay and transgender people. A coalition of conservative pastors launched a campaign to defeat it, saying it infringed on their religious beliefs. Opponents labeled it the bathroom ordinance because it would require men dressed as women to be allowed to use women's restrooms. Houston's mayor, who is a lesbian, said even though they lost last night, they will eventually prevail. Voters in Kentucky elected a Tea Party favorite to be their new governor. Republican Matt Bevin beat Democrat Attorney General Jack Conway by 7 points. Bevin's a 48-year-old investment manager who has never held office. He challenged Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell in the primary last year. He campaigned on a pledge to scrap the state's expansion of Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act, replace it with an insurance program. He's only the 2nd Republican governor in Kentucky in 4 decades.